Happy Friday! We made it! I want to feature really quickly a relatively new chapter book series. A couple of months ago, in January actually, I vowed to read at least one of our chapter books, book one of each chapter book series, once a month. And it took me 2 months, but I read this book finally. This is The Midnight Unicorn. Now, I have to say, the reason it took me 2 months is because I have been reading adult books for my own self, which is like a feat, you guys, because I have just been reading children's books nonstop, both to promote these wonderful books to you guys, but also to enrich the lives of my own children. And in January, I was like, I'm going to read some books for myself. I used to love reading so much. I never stopped loving it, but I stopped making the time for it. And let me tell you, kids are sponges and they watch us all the time. And we need to exemplify the love for reading by reading ourselves. So anyway, enough of my lecture. So in January, I vowed to read more for myself, which I have been doing so much so that I didn't have time to read one of our chapter books in January. So I read this in February. This is The Midnight Unicorn, and I've got to say, I loved it so much. So I'll show you some inside pictures, or an inside look. But this series is magical and mysterious and thrilling and exciting, and even though it is for kids or teenagers, it reads really nicely, and I found that I really enjoyed the story as an adult. I borrowed book number 2 from a fellow friend and book lady, so I'm gonna read book number 2 as soon as I can. And these are the 2 that we currently have in the series, but 2 more, books 3 and 4, just dropped yesterday. So we now have 4 books in this awesome series. I think you guys are really gonna love it. So if your kids are really into like excitement and mystery and magical characters and that kind of story, this is definitely the one for them. It's a nice thick book, so if you have really eager readers, then they're gonna get through it pretty quickly probably, but if you have kids that like to take their time, then this could be a really good way to challenge their reading skills while keeping them interested and engaged in the storyline. I'm going to read you the back of The Midnight Unicorn. 5 stars, you guys. Okay. If you ever thought you'd heard every fairy tale, then think again. In a faraway kingdom, 2 girls lived separate lives. Alette is a sorcerer's daughter growing up in the wilderness of the West. Audrey is a baker's daughter growing up in the warmth of the East. The 2 girls are so different, yet something draws them together. Does their connection lie in the mystery of their pasts or in the identical pendants they wear around their necks? One thing is certain, the girls will find each other, and when they do, a past they never knew existed will lead them to a future they never could have dreamed of. Danger, mystery, and magic await. Their story began once upon a time, but how will it end? You're on the edge of your seat already, aren't you? Okay, if you guys have this book and your kids have read this, let me know what they thought. If you want to know more about it, please let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to answer them. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Friday and a great weekend.